let's talk about his ex-girlfriend. Theme music.
Who's the leader of the pack? Bringing legacy to you. Legacy-C-O-U-B. It's true. Stand up, gear up, join the fight. We're as fierce as we can be. With grit and might, we claim the night. We're the legacy. Legacy Club. Legacy Club. Strong and unbreakable. Warriors with fire inside. In our hearts.
Alright, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I don't actually listen to the intro music. That's more of a secret for the video viewers. If you're audio only, it doesn't matter to you. There's a whole little quick bit on the video that you don't get on the audio. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I don't listen to the intro music, so I really have no distinction on how long it's going. I try to do it in my head. But at the same time, I'm trying not to just sit stagnant. And then I gotta, some things I gotta doodle on the old computador. So yeah, sometimes it runs long. Last episode ran long. But then, sometimes it's really short. So I'm curious to see when I edit this, where we landed. Long or short, sometimes I nail it. But not really. Not yet. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back to another Legacy Club podcast. The Legacy Club podcast. My name is Justin. So say the ears. So, little real-time talk. Because on these retrospective episodes, you could really listen to it whenever. So it's like, I keep it ambiguous to when it's being recorded, but I'm going to be honest with you. And then it correlates and it fits in, so it's okay. Last episode was about Hortensia, the cat, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit's wife. And he is the Lucky Rabbit because he has Hortensia as a wife. And Hortensia is just rock solid Mrs. material. So is my missus. So I got my own Hortensia. Where was I going with that? Oh, I didn't post the video yet. I haven't had an opportunity to really sit and edit the video and find all the pictures that pop up and things of that nature. So it was a busier dad day today than, allowed for editing. But the audio version did go up. So I'm counting that as remaining consistent to our daily episode endeavor. But yeah, it was about Hortensia. And this episode is about Oswald's ex before Hortensia. A little quickie so I can finish editing the last episode. And so these will kind of go out at a relatively almost same time. Same day probably. Video-wise at least. Maybe not. It's, they're close. They're going to be close. They'll overlap. They overlap. They're related to each other. So I find that to be okay. And I'm really sorry that I just cleared my throat in your ear. That's obnoxious and I immediately regret it. So it's Fanny Cottontail. Fanny Cottontail, which apparently stands for Francine. Francine, quote unquote, Fanny Cottontail was Oddwall. Let's take two. I'm tired, folks. Francine Fanny Cottontail was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit's original love interest, appearing in his earliest cartoons up to All Wet. It's an Oswald cartoon, All Wet. I think that one's on Disney Plus, actually, too, so give it a gander. We may even have a commentary for that. LealLegacy.com. Her design and personality. In her earliest appearances, she was a very constructive and innocent rabbit, very closely resembling the character designs of Hortensia and later Minnie Mouse. Towards the end of her run in her Oswald cartoons, she became progressively more sultry and flirtatious. In her appearance, culminating in her appearance, in her last appearance in All Wet. Okay, so she progressively became more sultry and flirtatious up to All Wet when then I guess Oswald broke up, where she ended up bordering on femme fatale. In All Wet, apparently she bordered on femme fatale, which she definitely did have a very Jessica Rabbit-esque, I don't know, vibe to her, but not like proportionately, but very, seductive, as they're saying. Sultry. Sultry is also not the word that I read in my head first. I'm glad I caught that, because I would have said something less family friendly. And this is a family show. Make sure your kids watch this. We'll learn a thing or two about animation and where it all came from. Let's see. Naming. Like Hortensia, her name was never clarified to the public in the shorts, only seen on official copyright documents and the book Walt in Wonderland, the silent films of Walt Disney. Curiously, she was identified as Hortensia herself back when Hortensia was nameless, despite being a different species in Universal Pictures' official copyright synopsis. Interesting. See, so much crossover. Fanny was once Hortensia, and at some points they also called Hortensia Fanny. It was just all ambiguous. So straight from naming, we're just jumping into her appearance in video games. In Disney Speedstorm, Fanny makes her first modern appearance since Oswald's return to Disney, using her full name of Francine Fanny Cottontail and sporting a light red, it's going to be one of those nights, folks. Reading, not my strength. Let's start over. In Disney Speedstorm, Fanny makes her first modern appearance since Oswald's return to Disney, using her full name of Francine Fanny Cottontail and sporting a slight redesign similar to concept art from Epic Mickey. So, I guess if she was an Epic Mickey as well, Oswald's ex is still around. Fanny is still part of Disney canon. They didn't just get Oswald back from Universal, say we're taking Hortensia, and they're going to be, the couple, Oswald and Hortensia, like Mickey and Minnie. Oh, they're both O's. I literally just figured that out right now. Hortensia and Oswald. Oh. I did not see the alliteration there. Fun. Cool. That's so very much like Daisy and Donald, Mickey and Minnie. That's fun. Fanny and Oswald. Couldn't do it. Doesn't flow like the rest. But it's interesting that she's still around. I know Donald Duck had an ex before Daisy, and I don't know if she's necessarily still, I guess she's still canon. You don't really ever stop being canon unless you're, various characters in Star Wars. That's fun. That's cool that they, I guess they wanted to pull whatever they could in that Oswald deal when Disney got him back. Let's see. Concept art from Epic Mickey. Fanny is an Epic crew member and is exclusively usable by Oswald. Ooh. When equipped, Fanny boosts all of Oswald's stats, increases the power of his unique skill, and gives him a shield skill to use at the start of the race. What? How does Hortensia feel about Fanny being so, extremely linked and supportive of Oswald in this game? Fanny, as well as any other crew member in Oswald's The Lucky Rabbits collection, is currently only available through limited time special events for racers Oswald and Hortensia. Okay, so you can only get Fanny at certain times. Just like Oswald and the whole crew. Huh. other appearances. Fanny was originally supposed to be in Epic Mickey, but Hortensia ended up being used in her place. Oh, wow. So Oswald and Fanny almost were together again, but they decided to go Hortensia. That would have been interesting, because there are shorts with Oswald and Hortensia being in a relationship. So that would have really complicated things if they used Fanny instead of Hortensia in Epic Mickey. Because Epic Mickey apparently is like a very, important piece of Disney lore. Because that's when they started using Oswald again after they successfully locked in his return to Disney from Universal. Fanny under Walter Lantz. So this is the Universal days. Fanny appears in a 1934 Lantz cartoon, The Candy House, and was reworked to be Oswald's sister instead of his love interest. I wonder how Disney looks at Fanny. Do you think Disney will one day be like, oh yeah, Fanny's actually his sister? It's very a Luke and Leia kind of thing going on, huh? Because I don't think Leia and Luke were intended to be brother and sister from the beginning. They may have been. I could be lying. I could be making that up. But at the same time, I feel like I might not be making that up. So it's an honest mistake if I am making it up. A little Fanny trivia. Her last name, Cottontail, might be an allusion to the Easter Bunny, Peter Cottontail, potentially indicating that she is related to him in some way. Fanny's related to the Easter Bunny, so she comes from a notable bloodline. And is that the Easter Bunny's name, Peter Cottontail? I thought Peter Cottontail was a whole different nursery rhyme kind of a fairy tale character. I didn't know he was specifically the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny. With the modern uses of Oswald focusing solely on his relationship with Hortensia, it is unknown what his current relationship with Fanny is. Well, if he's married to Hortensia, there shouldn't be much of a relationship between he and Fanny. Just saying. I adore Hortensia, and I don't want her feelings being hurt. So don't mess up, Oswald. You stay away from Fanny. That vixen. Let's see, is there any more info that we can unlock about Fanny Cottontail? Wikipedia. Let's just see if she has one. I mean, it's just probably the Disney Wiki. She does appear in Oswald's Wikipedia, but I don't see anything specifically broken down about her. Oh, maybe they were just giving us Oswald. Okay. I want a list of shorts that Fanny appeared in. What's Fanny's Epic Mickey Wiki say? Fanny Cottontail, according to her Epic Mickey Wiki. Fanny Cottontail is a scrapped character who appeared in the older Oswald the Lucky Rabbit cartoons. She was supposed to appear in Epic Mickey as Oswald's love interest. However, she was replaced by Hortensia for unknown reasons, possibly due to Hortensia herself being based off of all of Oswald's love interests. How many other love interests did Oswald have? She was also intended to appear in the canceled MMO game Epic History, according to model sheets. Her design was also meant to be used for one of the game's class called the Lucky Rabbit. Huh. Trivia. It is certainly possible that Fanny is still somewhere in Wasteland, as she is an important, forgotten toon, even though she does not appear in the games. So she might be out there. She probably is out there. I mean, if she's in that other game, Fanny definitely exists still in Disney canon. But let's see. So it said up to All Wet. And there's a number of shorts up to All Wet. And where can I find exactly what that list is? Let's see. Let's go down here more. References. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Poor Papa. Okay, that's a cartoon. I guess also featuring Fanny. And then Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, The Search for the Lost Disney Cartoons. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, The Search for the Lost Disney Cartoons in 2017. Disney nonfiction book about Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. A revised edition was released in 2019 to account for Oswald material found since the original book's publication. Okay, I don't see anything about Fanny in this, but I guess she appears in that book. I mean, she must, considering her history with Oswald. So, I just feel like more questions than answers about Fanny. We know that she and Oswald are no longer in a relationship, but then there's that weird little line saying we don't know what their relationship is. Personally, I think there really shouldn't be one. Or make her his sister. Because, why not? But we were almost living in a different world. If Epic Mickey didn't utilize Hortensia instead of Fanny, she would be the one we'd be meeting at the parks. She'd be the one on merchandise. Hortensia would be all but forgotten in the later years for Oswald, because none of the Disney Oswald shorts had Hortensia. Hortensia was very much post Disney, I believe, if I remember her episode correctly. But anyhow, you can go check that episode out at leallegacy.com or across any of your favorite podcast platforms, along with this episode and all the other character retrospectives we do, where we go into everything you didn't know you wanted to know about these characters. Also at leallegacy.com, you can find our full catalog of commentaries, vlogs, POV experiences at the parks, and a whole slew of other content to enjoy. While you're enjoying said content, remember to visit our web store at legacyclubclo.com. The Clo stands for clothing, and pick yourself up something nice like this. This is our Ep Cool Summer design, I think. Kind of 80s-ish summer vibe, but with Spaceship Earth. That's up there. You can score one of those, or a bunch of other different designs that are cycled in and out and added to. But we got our staples. We have our staple legacy collection, which is just a bunch of Leal legacy iconography, like our fists, our little characters like Lucky Leal. You can find them up there in different designs and patterns. Currently, right now, the featured pattern is buffalo plaid, because I love me some buffalo plaid. I like wearing flannels, and then that's one of my favorite flannel patterns. So score that while you can. It might be up forever. It might come down when I get bored. So who really knows? We might cycle that one back into the vault and re-release at a later time, or you may never see it again. So grab it while you can. You could also just click on the shop tab at leallegacy.com, and it'll take you to our store. If you aren't in the market of spending money right now, you can show your support by simply liking what we're doing. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bells where you can on YouTube. What do they say? Smash the like button. Follow us across all your favorite social media platforms at Leal Legacy. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a friend and telling a friend. And I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.